YouTube, what's up, man? Waiver Wire Fiends. We are back for our Week 14 wide receivers that you gotta play and the ones that need to stay away, out of here, out of sight, out of mind.
Dropping them.
Just bench them, drop them. Even if they're not hurt, put them in the IR slot if it lets you. You don't want them right now. Let's start with the ones you gotta play. This one might be a shocker to you, Nick, but I'm going Joshua Palmer.
Ooh.
That boy is one of Herbert's favorite targets, and it's consistency and volume. He loves throwing to Joshua Palmer. If I'm not mistaken, he had like 5 catches, in which, listen, 5 catches for a wide receiver. You're not like, oh my God, that's crazy. But we're not trying to give you the obvious plays. We're not trying to say play Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, and Devontae Adams, okay? I'm trying to help you win the flex spots with the wide receiver 3s.
Yeah, you know to play your first 1 and 2 receivers if you draft them, especially that high. The flexes, I feel, where you're going to win in the playoffs.
100%. So Joshua Palmer is my number 1 wide receiver that you got to play in Week 14. Especially going up against some sorry team like the Miami Dolphins who gave up however much to Brock Purdy. Bum. Stupid bum. Anyways. Who's your wide receiver 1?
Mine is Garrett Wilson from the Jets. Even though I don't trust the quarterback fully, it seems like he's built a relationship with him. Dude's a star.
Stud, man.
He's growing in front of us. I mean, he had 15 targets, 8 receptions, 162 yards the last game, 60 yards for a long one. He always has a touchdown. It seems like he's getting into that point where he can catch it no matter where it's thrown at.
Right. He's a stud.
Yeah. And he's going up against a Buffalo defense. I understand it's Buffalo, but they are going to give up a few yards here and there. Their cornerbacks are not the best.
Yeah.
I feel he's a solid play for you. I mean, he may be your 1 or 2, honestly, but if he's luckily you're 3. I mean, you can put him in with confidence, I feel.
I feel like that too. And you know, if you watched our quarterback video, you heard me say Mike White. I'm staying away from him against Buffalo. But that's because I don't trust the quarterback. That doesn't mean I don't trust the best wide receiver on the team.
Yeah.
He's going to get his. So I love that play. My number 2, and this one might be a little obvious. I kind of hate myself for doing it, but Tyler Lockett needs to be a starting player in every single fantasy league. At this point, Geno Smith looked like an MVP candidate, and he's throwing them to him 8 or 9 times a game. And Tyler Lockett doing something out here. So, and he's going up against one of the worst secondaries in the NFL in Carolina. So, give me Tyler Lockett to be my number 2 that you have to play this week.
I like that. Mine's a kind of an obvious one.
Okay.
I went with DeAndre Hopkins only because a lot of it is turmoil from the quarterback, I feel.
Yeah.
But I feel he's going to give you your solid 18 points coming off of a bye week. He's one of those guys that I just feel he's going against New England. It's a tough defense, but he's one of those guys that for sure you probably held on to him. You're going to play him no matter what.
Yeah.
It's just one of those players that I'm like, all right. Especially if you have like a Christian Watson, which he's not going to get love this video, sadly, because he's on bye. But it's somebody you can alternate with for sure on a flex, I guess, switch.
Yeah. I agree. By the way, if you want a preview for next week's video on what wide receiver you got to play, it's Christian Watson, just so we're clear.
Facts.
Don't be stupid. That kid balling right now.
Facts.
Okay. Third wide receiver you got to play. Somebody who's been kind of inconsistent lately. And somebody who we gave a lot of high praise to at the beginning of the year. I still think he's got that dog in him. And he's going up against a defense that doesn't really look as good as they should this year. Meet Jacoby Myers.
Ooh.
Jacoby Myers is due for a primetime game to show the world who he is. Up against a Cardinals defense that's kind of they ain't the greatest.
Yeah, they're questionable.
They something. They're NFL players, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So give me Jacoby Myers, especially if Bill decides to throw the damn ball like Mac Jones was yelling at his offensive coordinator last week.
I like it, man.
Yeah.
My third is Christian Kirk from the Jaguars.
Mm.
I feel as a flex, he's a solid play. I mean, he's going against Tennessee, division game. They're not the best, as we saw, but they gave up a ton of points
Mm-hmm.
Against the Eagles. I think AJ Brown had like 2 touchdowns on him.
Yep.
I'm not saying he's going to give you 2 touchdowns. I'm not saying that, but what I am saying is he seems to be back into Trevor Lawrence's good graces. It seems like.
Absolutely.
And the speed of what it is what I think is going to help him. I mean, he had 8 targets, 37 yards, 140 yards, 37 long. I feel he's going to be productive going forward as a flex.
Yeah.
With Zay Jones playing hurt. So, and then his running back struggling as it is. Thank you, ETN.
Yeah. Yeah, man, Christian Kirk been consistent. Even like you said, like the team might not be doing the greatest, but he in a loss he had 100 yards. I think he had like 6 or 7 catches.
Yeah.
Still balling. All right. And now we'll talk about the wide receivers that you don't want to play. You got to stay away from. And this first one hurts me a lot. But you got to stay away from DJ Moore.
Ooh.
As tempting as it may be to play him, because I love DJ Moore. Ooh. And when that fool got a quarterback, he looked good. But that Seattle secondary looks really, really good this year. They're going to lock him up. Also, we don't know who the hell playing quarterback in Carolina this week. Is it? That thing is a rotating unicycle of who the hell their quarterback is.
They pick out of a bag. It seems like
they put names in a hat and then they're like, oh, and then they pick a name and then they're like, it's Baker Mayfield. Damn it. Stupid as hell. DJ Moore, stay away from him. Who you got?
My first is it's kind of sad because I was so high on him our Sunday game. Yeah. But I got George Pickens. Only because of his quarterback.
Okay.
I mean, he played Atlanta last week. That whole team looked terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, they won, but it was a weird game. I just feel as a flex, I'm not gonna play you at all. I can't risk it. You give me 14, 18, 10, 1. It's just against Atlanta. If it would have been a different team, I would have been like, okay. I mean, he's going against Baltimore. Baltimore has to win.
Yeah.
To win their division. That defense is going to come in hot, I think, especially with an injured quarterback.
Yep.
I don't feel comfortable with him getting the production I feel he's going to get. That's why going forward.
We're staying away. I like that. Same team, opposite side. I'm staying away from Deontay Johnson. That boy is non-existent as far as consistency goes.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell I'm getting. I don't know what the hell you get from him. I don't know what you would get from him. Especially we got Kenny Smallhands Pickett out here, looking like the damn Smurfs. Whatever. Yeah, I think I got bigger hands than Kenny Pickett, dog.
I think I have his hand size, but I don't play football, so it's fine.
That's crazy. Deontay hasn't had more than 5 catches in the last 3 games. I think it was 5-5-4, and I think it was for he had 1 game where he had a touchdown, but then he had 80 yards in another game. So he's been putting up 9 to 12, which if you're happy with 9 to 12, play him. I look for 15 to 20 out of wide receivers. So I'm staying away from Deontay Johnson at my number 2.
My next one, I'm going with Adam Thielen for the Minnesota Vikings. I just feel the way that offense is going, he's arguably maybe 3rd, 4th option.
Behind TJ
yeah. Consistency. It's very hard to go with him. It's just one of those things where it's like one day it's Dalvin Cook, one day it's TJ, one day it's JJ, and then you'll get a random Thielen moment. He had 2 receptions. It's not enough for a flex for me. I mean, he's going up against Detroit, so their defense is struggling, but that to me that just means more of I'm going to get more big plays from JJ.
And
TJ, especially, is probably going to have a game over there because it's his old team.
I 100% expect that.
Yeah. I would stay away from him if you have other options at flex. I'd put a running back, tight end. Yeah, you can check out our tight end video and put a different flex because, yeah.
Okay, fair enough. At number 3, my do not play. I got a little phrase for you for fantasy football if anybody's watching. My number 3 is Darius Slayton for the New York Giants. If you're going up against Slay, you do not play. That's my little phrase for you. Going up against Darius Slay and that Philadelphia Eagles defense, I want no part of it.
Yeah.
Especially because Danny Dimes throwing the ball. I don't want no part of it. They're going to be running with Saquon 47 times. I want no part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my number 3. Darius Slayton. I'm staying away. Purely stinky. I don't want it.
I almost put him on my list. He was my 3rd, and I took him off. And I know I'm going to get flack for my 3rd.
Oh.
Because I have Gabe Davis. As
Caleb going to hate you.
And I just feel with Gabe, it's boom or bust. I've had him all year. He's been a guy. I almost traded him away, but I'm kind of glad I didn't because I would have got Jeff Wilson. But, yeah, that's another one on my drop list. So, but Gabe, it's not that I don't think he gives you production. He gives you about 9 points, 5 points here, this and that. But I feel if you have other options on your bench, whether it's a tight end, a running back, there's certain players that I feel for sure I'm going to play over him.
Yep.
And do it confidently, only because of the boom or bust play with him. That's the only reason why. I mean, there's games, of course, he drops 45 points, but then there's also games where he doesn't drop anything and he catches a few.
Well, he literally drops everything. Yeah.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah. I like that one a lot. Gabe Davis has been a disappointment to a lot of people in a lot of different leagues. So.
And he's going up against the Jets defense, which is not terrible. So.
Well, he might get sauced. I don't know if I want that.
Yeah, I think somebody's getting sauced, and I think it might be him.
Yeah, I don't know if they want to put him on Stephon. They might. I don't know. We'll see. If you made it to this point of the video, make sure you hit like, comment, subscribe. Costs you nothing. Does a ton for us. We genuinely appreciate it. Make sure you get us to 2,000 subs. Thank you for getting us to 1,000 in the first place. Make sure y'all tune into Waiver Wire Fiends Sunday 8 a.m. Central Time. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.